Awesome, awesome. We'll be getting started. We're going to give it about 2 more minutes, let a few more folks hop on. Good to see you guys, those of you who are on. My name is Suni Samad. I'm one of the business directors here with our Infinite Company. Yes, I'm excited. Of course, I'm excited. And I hope you are too. But we're going to get started here in just a minute. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Let's go ahead and get started. Thank you, Christine Lay, staff. I don't know which one of you guys it is for opening up the call in supreme fashion, as we always say. It's good to see some of y'all's faces. I hope you guys are as excited about your businesses, life in general, as I am. Listen, it's always a good day. It's always an amazing day. I am always doing absolutely phenomenal and incredible. And the reason is because how we feel and what we believe is a choice. And if you want to be successful in business, listen, you got to choose the perspectives that serve your objectives every single day. You have to choose the perspectives that serve your objectives every day. So, again, of course, I'm having a good day. Okay. Now, if you look behind the curtain, life be lifing, right? But of course, I'm having a good day. Of course, I'm having an amazing day, right? Because we get to choose every single day. Our beliefs are a choice. Some people don't think that beliefs are a choice. So we just kind of walk around operating on this default system. But like my mentor says, hey, you got to think about what you're thinking about, then think again. Okay. So, I am excited to share with you guys the LinkedIn call or the LinkedIn system. Now, we call this call the LinkedIn system three-way calling. All right. And I'm not going to use slides today. Okay. I'm going to leverage LinkedIn to kind of go through how we use LinkedIn to do or participate in a system called the Infinite Eight. Okay. The Infinite Eight is the name of our system. If you have never heard of that before, let me qualify it. We've built a team of over 470 agents. I wish all 470 were active. Okay. But still, okay, we've got a team of over 470 agents. One of the reasons that we've been blessed to build such a large virtual platform, okay, is because of this system. This system is the cornerstone to building a large organization virtually. Now, I want to make sure that I qualify the information today by saying there's a difference between the information or the skill set that you would need to sit clients and a skill set that you need to build a business. I'm going to say that one more time. There's a different skill set. And if you could show your screen, if you could pull up your screen, that would be awesome. It actually makes the call better because I'm not talking to just pictures. I'm actually talking to people, and it brings out more of me, right? So we say here, if you how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you can show your cameras, that'd be awesome. But there's a difference between sitting clients and the skill set required to sit clients and the skill set required to build a business. Give you guys an example. Say some of you guys, let's say you made pizza and you made amazing pizza. All right, that's great. You know how to spin the dough, make the sauce. All right, but now we have to start a pizza business. That's a totally different skill set. So this call is based on the business side of this business. Okay, we all know how to market policies. Those of you who I see on this call right now, especially, you guys know how to sit clients like no tomorrow, right? You know, I can go through an illustration. I can walk a client from A to Z. I can get them to understand, you know, how their money is going to be tax advantaged, how we're going to put them in a favorable position financially, but how do I make a business out of this skill set? Okay. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, the Infinite Eight. Why the Infinite Eight? Obviously, okay, our infinite company is called our infinite company, and our logo is an eight. So you're going to hear a lot of things about eight on our platform. Number one. Number two, okay, this system is based on three philosophies. Please write this down. Okay. The law of averages, the law of large numbers, and the law of compounding numbers. The law of averages, the law of numbers, and the law of compounding numbers. Now, what's so cool about this is these are laws. And the reason that I always preface this call with the laws, because can you break a law? Can you break a law?
Yes.
You can attempt, yeah, right? You can break a law, right? But here's what happens when you attempt to break a law, the law actually breaks you. See, if you were to try to break the law of buoyancy, jump in some water and not know how to obey that law of buoyancy and not know how to swim, that law will break you. If you were to try to jump off of a cliff and violate the law of gravity, that law is going to break you. So, what I love about laws, okay, and being able to build a business based on laws, not theories, we're not trying nothing. These are laws, okay? They're unbreakable, okay? Laws are unbreakable. Now, so let's talk about the law of averages. If you do something over a period of time, a ratio will appear. Okay. If you do something over a period of time, a ratio will appear. That's called an average. So, Audra, if you put me at the free throw line, okay, and I could be a horrible free throw shooter, but you give me like 10 shots, I might make one, right? Now that's my ratio. Okay. That's my average. I shoot 10 more times. Okay. I get 1 out of 10. I shoot 10 more times. I get 1 out of 10. But something happens, right? When the numbers start to increase, so do my averages. And this is where the law of large numbers come into play. Because the more shots you give me to put up, right, the more of an opportunity you also give me for my numbers to increase or my averages to increase. This makes sense to you guys so far? Everybody still with me? People have an aversion to numbers, and I know this, right? So it's okay. Thank you, Sheila, for the heart emoji. All right, so yes, so an average is determined by the law of large numbers. Okay. And then compounding numbers, we'll talk about why this system is so effective and can be so effective in your business when it comes to compounding those numbers. All right. So, why the infinite eight? Well, we did the math. Please write this down. Eight invitations to your business per day, that's 56 per week. Times 52 weeks, that's 5,912 invitations per year to your business. So, what is a business really about? A business, you guys, is situated on or established on systems. And a system is an acronym for saving yourself time, energy, and money. Okay? SYSTEM. Okay? When you look at a McDonald's, a Chick-fil-A, a fast food space, you're not just looking at a fast food franchise, you're looking at a system. See, from California to Cairo, Big Macs is in the box and fries is on the left. I've been to McDonald's in both places. Okay? The only difference was in Cairo, they had halal Big Macs, right? But the Big Macs was still in the box and the fries was on the left. Anybody want to know why? Because that's their system. See, Audra, me and you, we can start a McDonald's, in Oakland, California, right? And we can say, we don't want to put our Big Macs in a box. We want to put them in aluminum foil because we know our demographic. Well, we no longer have a McDonald's. We now have a McDowell's in Oakland, right? Because we disrupted the system. Okay? You go to McDonald's University, they say, hey, this is the system to create 30 million sold at your location. We don't need any bright ideas. We don't want you to start using Heinz 57 ketchup. We got our own ketchup. It says McDonald's on it. It comes in a little package. We got our own straws. We don't want you to go to Smart and Final and put straws in there. We got our own straws. They got a yellow stripe on this side and a red stripe on that side. Right? We have a system. And the system is proven. So why a system when it comes to business? Earl Nightingale said this. I'm about to give you guys a very valuable education. This is why I tell people to come to this call. Because this is what people don't talk about in this industry. Okay? So, why a system when it comes to business? Earl Nightingale says that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Okay? If you haven't read that before or heard that before, just look up Earl Nightingale. It's one of his most famous lines. Okay? Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So, what is the worthy ideal? If success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, the ideal is the goal or the destination, and the progressive realization is you. But you are the system. So, let me ask you this, Miss Betty. Does the destination precede the journey? Absolutely. Okay. In order for me to start a journey, I have to first come up with a desirable destination. But once I figure out what the destination is, so for us as business owners, the destination is financial success, right? Some of you guys got different numbers. Some of y'all want to make $250,000 a year. Some of y'all want to make $1 million a month like me, right? Some of you guys are, just, hey, I'm here to make 10K a month, whatever the case may be, that's your financial destination. Now, is it safe to say that if you build a system that gets you to the destination, now the destination don't matter because I can get wherever I want to go as long as the system works? Oh my God. When I found this out, it set me light years apart from people in this industry. Because while people were setting goals and saying, hey, well, I want to build a big team. Hey, well, I want to get to 10K a month. Hey, I was building the systems to get me wherever I wanted to get any month, any year, right? Any decade financially. If I wanted to get to California today, there's a system called a vehicle or an airplane that I can guarantee my success in my arrival. And the system works so well, I operate on it subconsciously, right? We travel nowadays, we subconsciously just get in the car, right? We hop in the plane. The systems are so reliable that we operate within the systems with our subconscious mind and use our conscious mind for other things. That's the power of a system. Okay. So when we look at the Infinite Eight, okay, that's 56 contacts a week. That's 2,912 per year. Now, if you got that 10% right, that's 291 recruits in your organization. How many of you guys would like 291 agents in your agency? Right? I was just like, it's a lot. Right? Those some of us who kind of had some teams before, we like, right? But watch this. How many, if you got it, let's say you got it 5% right, that's about 180, 140 people in your agency. If you got it 2% right, that's about 80 people in your agency. Just getting it 2% right. Okay. So this is where the law of compounding numbers takes place. The law of compounding numbers takes place when Miss Audra, I say, now I got 10 people on my team. Okay. I got 10 people on my team, Aida. And we understand that wealth is about leverage. Yes. Right. We live in a capitalist country. You're either creating leverage or you're being leveraged. That's just the bottom line. Okay. You're either creating leverage or you're being leveraged. And it's okay. It's totally okay. It's the nature of capitalism. But you get to choose. But if I got 10 people now, okay, on my team who have bought into the Infinite Eight, now I got 80 invitations per day into my agency, 560 per week, 29,000 per year. Just by having 10 people compound those numbers. Does this make sense to you guys? See, I get excited about this kind of stuff because people always want to figure out how to grow agency and they're basing it on talent, personality, character. They want to be interesting. And I promise you that you can't be interesting enough. I'm going to say that again. Okay? It's principles over personalities. You cannot be interesting enough. You build a big business on systems. Okay? If you look at Amazon right now, that's a system. Okay? So the law of large numbers, the law of averages, and then the law of compounding numbers. Somebody says, well, how did you get wealthy? I promise you, at the core of everybody's wealth are systems where they get to leverage their time, okay, through those systems, right? I worked for the medical field for over 20 years, Aida, okay? There was somebody who had a great idea and they leveraged my license as a medical professional, okay, and several other people. Well, they only had about 10 hours in a workday, but they had another 100 people's 10 hours too. Okay. So that's like 10,000 hours in their day. Okay. So let's talk about how to implement, and I'm going to share my screen, the Infinite Eight systems. Put a one in the chat if this is making sense to you guys so far. Okay. And I have to lay that foundation. I do, because I don't want you guys to think that this is just some generic thing that we're doing. This is based on real philosophies and real laws that absolutely work. In the past 2.5 years, we've been blessed to create a nationwide team on the platform of our Infinite Company. We've been blessed to shatter all geographic location boundaries. I mean, you guys, I don't know, some of you guys want a winner circle this morning, right? But we now have a young lady on our team from Canada, okay, named Beck Faraday. I live in Dallas. See, I have a wife, okay, that is very, very honest. And when she looks at business models like this, she'll say things like, you talk to strangers, in the public, like that's not age appropriate, right? It's not really age appropriate just talking to people out in the public and asking them random questions. And there's a great part of me that agrees because when you have a system, I don't have to make up reasons to go to Starbucks. I don't have to make up reasons to go to Walmart or whatever the case may be to prospect. I'm going to share with you guys a very simple system that grew us to 400 plus agents nationwide. And I did it right here. Okay. And from my phone. And there's a lot of people who said, oh, well, you got to be knee to knee. And I said, hey, respectfully, I disagree. 8 business directors later, uh, 3 equity partners, some ring earners and some watch earners, and we're just getting started, you guys. Okay, so how does the Infinite 8 system work? Now, there's another part to this. So after I show you guys this, I'm going to show you how to execute, okay, your Infinite 8 list once people start responding. So once a week, how many guys have LinkedIn? Let's start there. You got a LinkedIn account? Get a LinkedIn account. That's number one. Last I checked, there's over 30 million people on LinkedIn. Okay? 30 million. Now, when it comes to social media, my interesting demographic, people who want to be interesting, and you'll hear me say little stuff like that from time to time, because guess what, you guys? Wealth is a minority class. It really is, right? Real wealth, I'm not talking about riches, I'm talking about wealth. They are not involved in the popularity contest. They're just not, right? Now, some people say, well, I want to do it on Facebook. Hey, that's awesome. Good luck with that. Because people say things like, oh, well, LinkedIn's kind of boring. Well, boring people are wealthy. Boring people are structured. Boring people, right, have wealth creation, right? So LinkedIn is not a Facebook. It's not a TikTok. It is not a Instagram, but there are over 30 million financial professionals, in this space who are interested in opportunity. And it makes this a great platform to prospect. Okay. So if you have LinkedIn, there are 2 feeds on LinkedIn. There's the home feed. Okay. So let me go home real quick. All right. There's this home feed, right? And then there's the My Network feed. The My Network feed is where you want to start, right? Now, on the left, you'll see something called connections, all right? So I have over 3,714 connections on LinkedIn. Why? Because I've been diligent with this process, right? This is why I never really have to go out and prospect, okay? So on this piece of your networking once a week for free, and let me stop sharing and resharing so you guys can hear my sound, all right? Because this is the best sound in the world to me. Once a week, what we do is, and you'll see, and I tell people all the time, if your LinkedIn pre your OIC career, maybe you had another profession, or maybe you didn't leverage LinkedIn for the finance industry. Okay. That's okay because your algorithms are going to attract the people based on what your profile is in LinkedIn. So if your profile in LinkedIn is, financial professional, then that's what you're going to attract. And I always tell people, be careful what you post on social media. There's a story on our platform circulating where Carrie Witt, she's one of our equity partners, because she always posted educational things and she never posted anything personal, a $3 million rollover came into her inbox. And the reason that the lady picked her to roll over her money, Aida, she said, well, I've been following you on social media for a while, and I just never really saw any drama or anything distasteful. And if I wanted to put this money with or in the hands of someone, I just kind of wanted to make sure it was someone that I could trust. We live in a world now where social media is a resource, but people want to make sure that it's a reliable resource. So, based on what we post and based on what we put in our profiles, right, the algorithms are going to generate those kinds of people. Watch this. So, in my network feed, okay, I am going to get categories. People you may know based on recent activity. This is somebody else's connections that I just followed, right? So these is Arena Anderson's connections. I love that about LinkedIn because they'll open somebody else's connections up to you. These are suggested for me, all right? And so, and then there's going to be some other categories. I'm looking for a particular category based on your field, suggested for you. But typically, they'll show me a category says people in the insurance carriers business that you may know. Okay. But I'm okay with suggestions because if you look at the titles, watch this, of all the people that they're suggesting for me, well, most of them are in finance, customer service, debt collector, insurance advisor, okay, financial services, licensed property and casualty, branch manager, wealth strategist, financial literacy, top sales agent, tax specialist, sales supervisor, associate agent, insurance advisor. They said Suni Samad always attracts really good people in his business. I've been
You found
sharing
me
it.
on LinkedIn.
That's right. I've been sharing this system since I got here for all of OIC. Since I was a training associate, Audra, I came in like, look, I got something to share. Listen, I don't care what you got for me. It's all about what I want to give to you guys. Have you guys ever heard of the law of large numbers? Have you guys ever heard of three-way calling? Right? Because I was pretty successful in network marketing in my 20s. I was around the best of the best. So when I was able to merge this world, the finance world, with a marketing system, I was like, let's go. Like, let's absolutely go. And I checked high and low. I went to every company, PHP, Symmetry, AIL, FFL. Nobody had systems for growing agency. You know what their system was? I met a guy. I like him. I took him to lunch. I hope he does well. That's their system, right? Nobody's been intentional about growing teams. So watch this. So every week, excuse my excitement, by the way, you guys. Listen, I've been doing this for about 2, 3 years on the platform of OIC, and I still get excited every day, like I'm brand new, right? And that's what keeps my business going. So now I get to connect with these people. So, for example, let's say I wanted to start in the category of people you may know based on your recent activity. Well, all of these people are going to be in finance too, okay? Because all of my activity is finance related, all right? But I'm going to go into the category of suggestions for you, all right? And if they have a picture, this is my only rule of thumb. You got to have a picture. If you don't have a picture, to me, that's kind of like you ain't really serious enough yet, right? You didn't have the the gall to post a picture of who you are. But if you got a picture, we can connect. So watch this. Can you guys hear that chiming noise? You guys don't hear it? No? Hold on one second. I gotta try to make sure y'all hear the sound.
Yes.
Y'all heard you heard it?
Yeah, I heard it. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Right? So this chiming noise, all right, if you can't hear it, I love this chiming noise. It's just the sound of me making new friends. Okay. So when I connect with all of these people, again, it's based on numbers. So LinkedIn will allow you to connect with up to 60 people every single week for free. At the click of a button, I'm just connecting with people. You see how simple this is, you guys? I'm just connecting with new people. If they have a picture, I'm not looking at their profile. I'm not digging off into where they're from. I'm not looking at what state they're in. Somebody says, well, are you looking for people within your own state? No, I have a big vision. I want people. I'm in Texas. I want people in California. I want people in Idaho. I want people in Ohio. I want people in New York. I want people in New Jersey. Right? I'm trying to build a nationwide movement. Why would I only think locally? Especially because we have systems that transcend all geographic boundaries. Okay. So I don't count. I just keep going until LinkedIn sends me the notification that I've reached my limit. Okay. So LinkedIn will say, you've reached your weekly limit, okay, of people to connect with. Nick, what's going on, brother? Pleasure to see you on the call,
How
right?
are you, brother? How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. And so you guys see this? So I'm just going to keep connecting. And I'm doing this live because this is my week to actually connect with new people. I do it every Thursday, right? So every Thursday, I renew my people that I can connect with. All right. So once I connect with all of these people, if they have a picture, again, I'm not filtering anything. What is going to recruit these people are the law of numbers, the law of numbers and the law of averages. What do I mean by that? Okay. In the words of Jim Rohn, okay, if you guys have never listened to Jim Rohn, you got to listen to some Jim Rohn. Okay. He's one of my mentors. Jim Rohn says, hey, I invite 10 people a week to the weekly meeting, Miss Aida. Okay. And the law of averages says if I get 10 people to the weekly meeting, 3 sign up. He says, so my invitation started to go like this. Hey, Nick, okay, I got this little part-time thing going. Okay. I invite about 10 people to a weekly meeting. And every time I get 10 people, 3 sign up. I wouldn't mind if you come and be one of the 7. I don't care who Nick is from a personality standpoint. The law of the numbers and the law of the averages will obey every time, right? People get caught in the mud of personalities. Oh, this guy, he's this guy, he's that, this girl, she's this girl, she's that. I'm like, run the system and let the system produce your guy or your girl. Okay. You guys see that shift in thinking? Now I don't have to be emotionally tied to the ups and downs of my business because I'm running a business, and in business nothing is personal. In business nothing is personal. So I can reach out to my 8 every single day, that's 56 a week, that's 2,912 a year. And I let the law of averages shape themselves into the people who are going to join this team, this company. Period. Brian Swisher, you guys know who Brian Swisher is, right? He's a byproduct of LinkedIn. You guys know who Hans Augustin is? He's a byproduct of LinkedIn. right? And so some of our, Aida just said it. He found me on LinkedIn, right? Right? And so some of our biggest recruits have come from this system. So once you do your connecting, okay, every single week, once you do your connecting, what's going to happen is they're going to show up over here in your connections, right? So you guys see how quick that was? I just sent out some connection messages today, right? This guy has already responded and accepted my connection. Out of the clicks that I just did, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people. It's crazy, right? It stops right here. Okay. Like like at least 14 people have already accepted my connection. Okay. That quickly. Now, what's cool about this, Aida, is LinkedIn must have known me. I just feel like me and LinkedIn are like really close because I'm like, you mean to tell me that when I connect with these people, you already set me up for the message? What? Oh my God. This is an alley oop. Thank you, LinkedIn. So, what message do we send? All right. So, we've customized our messages. Okay. So, let me go back into some of our messages. Let me see. Let me go to somebody who I actually brought into our Infinite company through LinkedIn. Let me see. Y'all bear with me real quick. Who was the last person that I brought in from LinkedIn?
You can use mine.
Yeah, it was Aida. Yeah, because we still got it, should show up, right? It should pop up in my messaging. It's buffering right now. All right, we'll use this message because I don't know, for some reason, this is buffering. Y'all see it, okay? But look at this. Milan, life, health, and annuity specialist. How many of you guys would like Milan to be in your agency? Right? He's already like, I'm a specialist. I get excited when I see people like this. I'm like, dude, if you like learned about OIC, you would just like set this business on fire. Right? I'm like, dude, you guys have not learned about OIC yet. That's the only thing you're missing in your business is OIC, right? So I send Milan a message, and this is our templated message, and I'll send this to everybody. Okay. Hi, Milan. Great connecting with you. I have a unique opportunity primarily focused on helping teachers with retirement options. Now, why am I leveraging the niche market? Anybody ever went fishing? Guys ever went fishing before? Right? Don't you have to bait your hook with something that you think the fish would be interested in taking a bite at? Right? So in the life insurance industry, how many people are actually offering a niche market? Not many. So this is where we're different, and we have to lead with where we're different. This kind of makes sense, right? So I'm saying, hey, I got to say something that these guys don't typically hear. So I got a great opportunity in the life insurance space, okay, primarily focused on helping teachers with retirement options. No lead buying, no cold calling. Isn't that interesting? Right? If I'm used to lead buying and cold calling, and I'm just up to here with buying leads, and I got a guy reaching out to me on LinkedIn saying no lead buying and no cold calling, right? I'm interested. I'm interested. Niche market, no lead buying, no cold calling. And then I give a brief summary of what we do. We set up district approved events, virtual 403B and annuity appointments with public school employees. These appointments lead to an increased amount of sales in cash value life insurance. Don't we know that a lot of people are selling final expense and they want to get out of the world of final expense and start selling cash value life insurance? Absolutely, right? So, and we simply educate teachers on their pensions and assist them with their retirement needs. Let's chat. Well, Milan says, sounds great. Tell me more about the job. I'm interested. Okay. And then we have another message that we typically send, right? But I've kind of customized it. But to say, hey, Milan, I'd love to schedule a quick call and go over the details. How's today at 3 o'clock? Okay. How you frame that question matters. Okay. How's today at 2 o'clock sound? How's tomorrow at 4 o'clock sound? Right? You don't want to get into this whole complex invitation thing. Well, I'm open tomorrow at 5, and I'm open to Thursday at 3, and I'm open Friday at 4. Sometimes, y'all, we get way too professional, right? Listen, I'm available. Would love to go over the information with you. How's tomorrow at 3? Right? You guys see what I'm saying here? You guys see the difference? Because sometimes we can overcomplicate this thing and it's like overload. It's like, dang, dude, you gave me like 5 options. Now I got to go look at my calendar, right? But if I'm like, hey, I'd love to schedule a quick call and go over the details. How's today at 3 sound? Hey, love to schedule a quick call. How's tomorrow at 4 sound? He says, sounds good to me, right? And we scheduled a call. Now, this was back in April, right? And we've been hitting and missing. He hit me today. This is today. This is why he's in my inbox today. I'm telling you guys, this thing works so good that I actually miss people. This is the evidence of like me missing somebody. He says, hi, Suni, circling back one last time. And I'm so ashamed of myself right now, right? He says, I'm circling back one last time. Since we haven't been able to connect, I'll assume the timing isn't right and step back. If the opportunity opens up again, I got to call this guy, right? Nick, help me out, bro. I'm gonna give you his number. All right. So if the opportunity opens up again down the road, dude, I'm gonna call you today. Feel free to reach out. Wishing you the best. Right? What's today? Jesus. Today is the 18th. Let me look
The
at my
18th.
calendar.
Yeah.
Y'all
The
forgive
18th.
me. Oh, 1 second. Let me get this guy scheduled. Hey, Milan.
Or call him right now. Call him right now, and I want to hear you talk to him. And just let us listen to you talking to him.
I'll do some role
I'm
play.
just kidding. Just kidding. I'm putting
If
putting on the
if he wants to call, I've done it before. I've done it before. But hey,
spot.
Milan.
Just kidding.
Uh, yes, let's connect today. House, watch this. House today at 2 p.m. CST. Got to put the time zone, right? Because if you're reaching out on LinkedIn, a lot of times people are not going to be in your zip code. Boom. All right. So this is our system, you guys. Okay. So again, once we connect, like I mentioned to you, so 50 connections per week, 50 to 60 connections per week. You're going to go into your LinkedIn. Okay. You're going to choose a category that suits your business. Okay. And you're going to reach out and just connect with about 50 people a week. All right. Now, once you connect with those 50 people, all right, they're going to end up in your connections. In your connections, okay, you load up on your connections, and every day you're going to send 8 invites or 8 propositions to your business. And it's built on something called the law of averages, the law of large numbers, and the law of compounding numbers. Remember, though, those of you guys who are looking to build big agencies, it's not about your 8. Please write that down if you're taking notes. It's not about your 8. It's about the 8 of the 10 people who are not on your team yet. What do I mean by that? If you're practicing this faithfully, when people come up, because I practiced this before I had a team. So when my team came on board, I said, hey, I got this system. And so 10 turns into 80 invites a week into your agency. I mean, 80 a day, 560 a week, 29,000 a year. So now if the averages increase based on the law of compounding numbers, because now we're compounding our results because we've got more people bought into the system. Does this kind of make sense to you guys? All right. So now the second part of this call is the 3-way call. The 3-way call. Why is the 3-way call so important? Okay, the 3-way call is super important because is it safe to say, Aida, if I'm new and you just brought me on, am I the most qualified person to talk about the opportunity? Not at all. Not at all. I just got here. And I can say I got all this experience, blah, 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 but I'm still new. So my best bet is to get my prospect on the line with a leader. It's to get my prospect on the line with you, Aida. If you brought me into the business, right? I want to get them on the line with you or our business director. Okay? And so that's the power of a 3-way call. So a 3-way call is a formal conversation. Please write this down. A formal conversation that leads to a formal invitation to a formal presentation. I love using this analogy, and I'll say it here. Listen, have you guys ever been on a date with somebody and they said, I want to introduce you to my brother, or I want to introduce you to my dad? Something that was a kind of casual just got real formal, didn't it? Right? Because we just introduced a third party, and what the third party represents is something called moral authority. Telling you guys, this is real what we do. It represents moral authority. See, I could be on the line with a friend or somebody I met all day long and talking to them about this opportunity. I'm just their friend. Right? They're like, okay, Aida, we'll talk about it, girl, but thank you for the invite. I had so much fun. Right? Oh, Nick, bro, it's all good, bro. I know, man. I promise, bro, I'll call you this week. But when you say, hey, listen, I want to introduce you to a gentleman. I want to introduce you to a young lady. Now it's like, okay, like, oh, you're serious. Yes, I'm serious. I want to introduce you to a young lady. I want to introduce you to a gentleman. Okay? So let's say Aida was my upline and somebody from LinkedIn says, hey, Mr. Samad, I want to talk to you Thursday at 3, Friday at 4, Tuesday at 2, whatever. I call Aida. She's my upline. I say, hey, Aida, I got a guy from LinkedIn. Are you available at 2 o'clock for a 3-way, 4 o'clock for a 3-way, whatever? She says, yes, I'm good. Let's do it. And the reason that no business director should ever say no to a 3-way, because it takes 5 minutes. I don't care what you got on your calendar. You should always be saying yes to meet a new person who could blow the socks off your business, because you have no idea who that person is. And so Aida says, yes, of course I'm available for a 3-way. She could be at lunch with her coworkers or whoever, right? She could be doing something, but it's like, hold on 1 second. Let me take this phone call. Mr. Smart, I'm ready. I say, Aida, okay, I got a guy named Mike, okay, from LinkedIn. Are you ready? Yes. The first thing I want to do is edify. The lifeblood of a 3-way call is edification. One of the reasons that people from our team calls each other by our last names, if you guys notice that, is because we practice edification on and off the field. So that way, when we get somebody on the call, it doesn't feel unnatural. See, to my new prospect, it's not just Nick. Nick is my dude. I love Nick. That's my bro. But I'm not going to talk to my prospect with Nick on the phone and say, hey, bro, I was able to get Nick on the line. No, this is Nick Lopez. This is Mr. Lopez. Edification. I have to create a big I, little u situation for the prospect. Why, Nick? Because we don't know if this guy's already making 7 figures. I got to level the playing field here. I don't know if she's already making. She could be crushed. She could be ready to bring 50 people into your organization. And if you get on the line saying, hey, Suni, no, it's like, hey, Mr. Smad, you guys following me? Because she could be a respected leader where she is, and she's just doing her homework. Right? See, we could be boys and sisters and brothers and all that, and I can call you Aida as long as, right? You can call me Suni, but like on the field, it's first and last name, always. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, first name speak to now, last name speak to legacy. Okay? So we practice it. So the guy Mike's on the line. Mike's ready to go. I say, Aida, are you ready? Yes. I say, hey, Mike, I want to give you Mike real quick. Okay? Mike real quick. It's always real quick. It's always real quick. Anybody want to know why it's always real quick? Anybody? Anybody?
Yes, tell me. I want to know.
You want to know? Oh, it's always real quick because subconsciously we'll do anything for anybody as long as it doesn't cost us too much time. And when we understand time as the ultimate price that we're all paying, right, then we learn how to respect it in certain ways. The same way you language time, you language money. Spend time, spend money. Save time, save money, right? Waste time, waste money. But subconsciously, we operate on this currency called time without languaging it intentionally as currency. So, for example, Nick, you ever pulled up to the red light and the vets right there, and they're like, "Hey, help me out." And I know you, Nick, you got a big old heart, bro. But if that light turns green, it's like, God, I gotta catch you on the next one. You know why? Because you ran out of time. But if you had time, you would get out of the car. You'd be like, hey, I got some snacks back here. I got some stuff for you, right? The time dictated the gesture. Does it make sense? Right? So when I'm talking to a new prospect, it's, hey, Mike, real quick. I need Mike to know this is not going to take long. Out the gate. Okay? Hey, Mike, real quick. I want to introduce you to a young lady by the name of Aida Ramirez. Okay? Aida's doing some amazing things, and this is edification default setting. Okay, number 1, she's really down to earth. Number 2, she loves helping people. Number 3, she's leading the national expansion of our company. That's all we say. And it doesn't matter which order you say it in. Hey, Mike, I want to introduce you real quick to a young lady by the name of Aida Ramirez. She's leading the national expansion of our company, super down to earth, really loves helping people. I'm going to see if I can get her on the line real quick so that she can share with you, Mike, what she shared with me when I first took a look at this opportunity. Hold on. I'm not going to ask Mike anything, no questions. Success does not require your permission, it requires your ambition. 97% of the population is waiting on somebody to tell them what to do. If you take charge, they'll follow. Mike, hold on. You guys ever been to a theme park in the summer and like the 18-year-old kid is like running the show for the ride? And he's like, yeah, come on, right? And he's like moving the line and everybody's just following. And he's like 18 because he took charge. Right? Yes. 97% of the population is waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. How do I know that? The statistics say it because only 3% of the population is wealthy. And being broke is not a financial status, it's a psychological disposition. Being broke means that you've been disconnected from your ability to think for yourself. And you have not rewired your mental software yet to think for yourself. You're still operating on the default settings that society gave you. And until you think about what you've been thinking about, you won't grow wealth. And that's all we do is we give people the opportunity to think about what they've been thinking about, Nick. Right? Why are you in a 401k? Why do you bank with Wells Fargo? I know why, because you're operating on inherited beliefs. Like me, my mom said get a checking and a savings, so I got a checking and a savings. I never questioned it until I had a conversation with a guy named Nick Lopez. And he made me think about what I was thinking about, and I was able to reconnect my ability to think for myself. And all of a sudden, it turned into more money for me. 97% of the population is waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. So hold on. Okay? Hold on. Hey, Mike, really down to earth, loves helping people. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get her to share with you what she shared with me when I first took a look at this opportunity. Hold on. And I click over. And I say, hey, Aida, are you still available? She says, yes, let's go. I say, his name's Mike. That's all she needs to know. Okay? We don't need to know how tall he is, how short he is. We don't need to know where he lives, right? All we need to know is his name because there's a system in place that supersedes all of that stuff. So she's going to come on a call and she's going to return the edification back to me. Why? Because I built the stage for her to amplify the respect of her voice. And then she's going to in turn pull me up on that stage in the eyes of my prospect. Why is that so important? Because I got to build with this guy for the rest of his career here in OIC. And so I build the stage for her, and then she in return pulls me back on the stage. And now I have a respected voice too, even though I'm not doing any of the talking. There's a science to this. When people hear us say three-way call, they think we just doing three-way calls like back in the day when you was trying to date and hook your friend up. You know what I'm saying? No. Right? We doing something else here, right? And so she returns the edification to me. She says, hey, Mike, it's a pleasure to meet anybody that Mr. Samad introduces us to. Okay. By the way, Mike, I know that Mr. Samadi's so humble. He probably didn't mention it, but he's doing some amazing things on our platform here in OIC. I'm always honored to be on the line with anyone he introduces us to. By the way, Mike, what is it that you're currently doing for a living? Okay. This is a part of FORM. Anybody ever heard of FORM? FORM? Family, Occupation, Recreation, Motivation. FORM. We're going to form Mike now. Okay. FORM. I always go for occupation. Hey, Mike, with that said, what is it that you're currently doing for a living? Mike's going to say, oh, well, I'm in a life insurance space, you know, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. Awesome. Now we're going to discover his pain point because we know Mike's on the line for a reason, right? If there was no trouble in paradise, Mike would not have taken the call. Right? But we've got to extract the pain point. Mike, listen, so this is how I do it. I upplay what Mike's doing, right? Just so that when I hit that pain point, right, it just lands. Mike, sharp guy like you, right? It seems like you're going to be successful anywhere you go. What's got you taking a look at another opportunity? Now Mike's going to tell me everything wrong with where he is. You know, man, I've been buying these leads, bro. I've been, you know, and my upline never answers the phone. You know, what did Aida tell me? She said, she's like, these guys, right? And I get to leverage everything she says to me wrong as my advantage to move her into the next appointment. Okay.
So, Sunny, real quick, the girl yesterday I talked to, she said, I'm stuck only making like I submitted 5 million in annuities last year, and I'm stuck. Like I don't feel like I can do more, and I'm stuck in the end. My work brokerage isn't supporting me as a pain point, which I thought was
Yes.
interesting. But I love
Very,
what you're doing here. This is beautiful.
yes, sir. Very interesting. So, what we're going to use after that is feel, felt, found. Okay. So, after we form, we discover the pain point, and then we use something called feel, felt, found. So, what's that young lady's name, Nick?
Wendy.
Wendy. Wendy, I can definitely understand how you feel, right? At one point in time, I felt the exact same way. I was on a platform where I felt like I wasn't getting my just due. I felt overlooked. I felt underappreciated, and I definitely felt undercompensated. And what I found was feel, felt, found. Wendy could definitely understand how you feel, right? At one point, I felt the same exact way. And then you tell a little story of relation. You say, hey, I was on a platform before, just like you. I was underappreciated. I was definitely overlooked and I was undercompensated. And what I found was this company called Our Infinite Company. And when I got here, okay, Wendy, listen, I wasn't just a number one. I realized I didn't join a company, I joined a family. People that would actually fight for me, where I had a voice. If I had concerns about compensation, it landed to people who really cared about me. Okay. Number
Mhm.
two, I joined a community of very highly professional financial professionals. Okay. So when it came to doing business like annuities, like you're doing, okay, we've got the best of the best carriers, and I got a multitude of choices to run that kind of business through with the best of the best. So I'm not pigeonholed into one carrier. So I can make sure that I get my client what they deserve, and I can make sure that I'm also compensated appropriately, right? What I love to do, Wendy, now I'm going to transition her into the next appointment. What I love to do, Wendy, okay, is maybe get you to a Zoom meeting in the next couple of days, okay? Give you a formal overview of our company, okay? That way you can see it for yourself, okay? Put your own two eyes on it and make an informed decision. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
Easy.
fair. Sounds fair, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I got my calendar pulled up already. If I'm the three-way expert, okay, I've already got my calendar up. If Aida's the three-way expert, she's got her calendar pulled up already, right? And we schedule that appointment.
I
And now
always
if it's
have my calendar pulled up. Always have
right,
my calendar
yeah,
pulled up.
absolutely, as you should, right? Mine's pulled up right now too, right? And so you book that appointment. You say, "Hey, Wendy, is Tuesday at 4 or 5? Like, let me know." We meet her halfway, and then we do a formal overview of the company with her, right? We do it one on one, or we invite her to a Monday night EM, or we do an overview on Saturdays. Why do we do it on Saturdays? Because people work during the week. It's important to have something on your calendar if you're building agency for the weekend, because everybody can't make it to a during the week meeting. Okay. So the people that kind of, faked on us or no showed us during the week, we say, hey, that's okay. We got the same overview happening on Saturday. Can you make it? Right. So I'm going to be training this class, you guys, for the next couple of weeks. I can't give it all to you guys in an hour, but was this valuable at all?
I just need to
Yep.
know how much I gotta send you, how much I gotta Venmo you for the class for this hour. Your
No, you
is your
good,
rate still 1,500 an hour? Or has it gone up?
Nah, bro, it's free, man. I love serving the platform of our Infinity Company, man.
But no, let
And
me
I'm
tell you,
telling you
I've
that.
been in this business for 17 years, and those Aida, Betty, Sheila, Rika, like this is just amazing what he's teaching y'all. something that I wish I had 17 years ago. I've been a
Yeah,
producer for many, many years in this industry, and that's all I've been. And what he just taught you, what he just taught me is just absolutely invaluable. Like I'm just thinking, like, how else can we get this out there? So please don't do not take advantage or do not, disrespect this information. It is valuable what he's giving you.
that's
I have a
awesome, Nick.
question.
It means a lot. Sure, sure. Who's that talking?
Sheila.
Let's go,
Hey guys.
Sheila.
Hey. So I just wanted to know if there is, can you show us on another day how to like specifically set up the LinkedIn account so that it attracts the people? I know you showed us briefly how to do it, but I just want to know like detail what can we add on our bio and stuff like that so that people are attracted to what we're bringing.
Yes, ma'am. And I can answer that for you, Sheila, in short. You just want to make sure that your profile inside of your bio. So that's what LinkedIn is going to, the algorithms is going to leverage to track certain people in your feed. So I tell people all the time, if you had a background of like something that was like way left of financial services, don't put that in your LinkedIn
Right.
bio, right? But I cleaned mine completely up, Sheila, and all I put was, our Infinite Company. That's the only thing, because I'm leveraging this as a tool. I don't really care that people come on and have 10 years of history on me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's not the point. The point of my setting up my LinkedIn is to leverage it and weaponize it as a tool to grow my business. So I put in it what I need to put in it. So all I have is our Infinite Company. Let me share it with you guys real quick. Let me share it with you guys real quick. Let me go to my bio. I always say a professional photo, right? Helps. You got you a nice little background, but our Infinite Company. So, and even if you look at my thumbnail, right? It's very simple. Life insurance agent or Infinite Company. Some people got all kind of designations with degrees. They got more degrees than a thermometer. But what happens is, what happens is they represent complexity. And I promise you guys that complexity repels people. It doesn't attract people. Simplicity attracts people, right? So if I got a guy like a Nico Rios who just joined us, he's 24 years old. He works at Goldman Sachs, right? He just started in this industry. I got all these degrees and I'm reaching out to him and he looks at my profile, he's gonna be like, I don't relate to this guy. So simplicity is the key. And then profile is simple. If you go into my let me see if I can get into. So I got Dallas College in here for the 2 semesters that I went there, right? And then I got our Infinite Company, right? And then everything else is very basic, Sheila. So after that, you'll start to attract. And then when you're posting, you always want to post things around finance, right? Because it helps increase the algorithm for the people that you want to attract to your business. Does that make sense? So our guy Milan hit back. He said 2 o'clock works. I got a 3-way. Hans Augustine, you still on? I got a 3-way.
Thank you, by the way.
Of course. Any other questions, Sheila? Did that make sense for you?
No, that made sense. Thank you. And I was wondering if the guy wrote back. I was curious, so thanks.
Yeah. He's ready to go. So now it would be interesting if y'all see him on as a new agent. Y'all gonna be like, oh my God, it works. Right? It absolutely works. So quick introduction. Aida, Nick Lopez, Aida, right? Aida is a former educator out of Austin as well. And so we're cooking up some things so that when you're down here in August, we'll be able to do some presentations Nick Lopez style. Nick Lopez is one of the largest producers in our Infinite Company, and he specializes working with teachers. Yeah.
Where you were from where you at, Nick?
I live in El Paso.
Well, I just had an assistant principal from El Paso in my living room a couple nights
Really?
ago.
Is she a
Yeah,
current assistant principal?
he's a current assistant principal. So I've
Wonderful.
already started. I might have to go over there.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You let me
So
know and you
listen,
talk to
let me
Suni about it.
can I edify this real quick, right? Listen, if you go to El Paso under the auspice of Nick Lopez, you might not want to come back. Okay. Nick is like the greatest host ever. Nick had us in like this amazing hotel. He would let me buy nothing, he would let me eat nothing outside of his recommendations. Nick owns El Paso. Period. He knows everybody from teachers to superintendents. I'm telling you, he makes that town feel so small. It's so big, but he's like everywhere. He's like, where you guys going? Meet me over here. Meet me over there. Right. So let's do it. If we plan a
Let's do it.
trip, I'm coming. Got
Yes,
us
let's do it.
baseball
Let's do it. You
tickets
let
to
me
the
know.
baseball game,
Yeah.
like special seating. I was like, dang, Nick, really?
I'm
Yeah.
telling
So
you, things are just falling on my laps.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love it. I
absolutely.
love it. Yes, you let me know what I could do. It's a very easy way to immediately get 20, 30, appointments. Um,
Well, I'm
very
waiting
easy.
for dates from him.
Okay, so
So I'll let you know.
ask for professional development dates
Right,
for July. They're setting their schedules right now. So say
right.
when's your professional development day, and I got a guy over there that can buy lunch, breakfast, whatever, and
Well,
represent.
I'm gonna come, but yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
already
no,
asked
but
him.
I'm just saying that you
I
worth it. That
already
you worth
asked
it.
him
Yeah,
about it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
and
yeah.
You
I
You
gave
told
worth
her
him
it.
I
the
wouldn't be
whole
coming alone.
play, Nick,
Okay,
that you gave me. She already
okay,
knows the whole play. So
perfect.
she also taught in Colorado, right? And
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah. So yeah, man. So we cooking,
Same thing.
brother. All right.
Let's do it.
So I'll be back here next week, you guys. Okay. So
Okay.
we're gonna elaborate even more. Okay. Um, you guys give Sheila Bolton a round of applause. She's about to get her license. She's taking her test on the 22nd. She's out of California, Oakland,
Good luck.
California, and she's a go-getter, man. So she's super excited
Thanks,
as well.
guys.
All
Congrats,
right, you
congrats.
guys.
Get it.
So appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all here next week. Please keep coming back. Right.
Yep.
This class, listen, I want to grow this back to, we used to have like 20, 30 people a week here.
Yep.
I started to kind of hand it over to other agents, but we're going to get back to the basics and back to the fundamentals and teach people the philosophy of really expanding their business through this system. Okay. So I appreciate you
Suni,
guys.
let's talk
Nick,
about getting my team on this, if we could, please.
okay.
We'll talk about getting my whole entire team. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Okay.
brother. Let's do it. Okay. I'm
Awesome.
with it, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Nice meeting you, Aida and Sheila. Get it, Sheila. Yes, that's it.
Thank you. Nice meeting you as well.